Good morning. Today we will see the semester 6th syllabus, paper number 19. The title of the paper is Atomic Molecular Physics and Laser. We will see chapter number first, the atom model. Friends, all of you know that the atom is made up of the nucleus and the electrons, and the nucleus is the combination of the protons and neutrons. While observing the introduction, J.J. Thomson showed the existence of electrons. Radioactivity proved the facts that atom consists of positively and negatively charged particles. As the atom is electrically neutral, the positive charge must be equal to the negative charge. Then the question arose as how the electrons are arranged in the atom. Thomson suggested that the atom was spherical in shape, and this conception is the modern conception of atom. Before Thomson, the Faraday shows the modern conception in his electrolysis experiment. Each atom gave up or received fixed quantity of positive or negative charge having the magnitude is equal, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. The atoms of all elements are made up of the two parts and with equal and opposite electricity in them. Atom as a whole are electrically neutral. The negative charges in the atom is carried by electrons, which are quite light compared to total mass of the atom. Positive and negative electricity attract each other according to Coulomb's law of force. And already these things we know that in the 12th standard. If the attraction they combine together, then the possibility is that each of oppositely charged parts of atom will lose its entire electrical charge. All of you getting my point? If due to this attraction means equal and opposite charges are attracted, then due to this attraction they combine together, and when they combine together, then there is a possibility that each of the oppositely charged parts of atom will lose its entire electrical charge. But this does not happen, and both charges retain their identity inside the atom. Because of the forces, internal forces, this is not happen, and so that both the charges are retain their identity inside the atom means they do not get attracted towards each other. There is a particular distance is maintained, and hence they do not lost their identity or retain their identity inside the atom. And so that the Thomson's model is important because Thomson suggested that the atom was spherical in shape. The whole mass of the atom was eventually distributed, and the positive charges was distributed all over the mass. The electrons with negative charge were embedded within the atom according to Thomson. These are the basic introductory things. Now we will start Thomson's atomic model. Thomson proposed in the year 1900 this model. The scientist William Thomson proposed this model in 1900. The description of an inner structure of the atom theoretically. He performed various experiments, and during the cathode ray tube experiment, a negatively charged particle was discovered by the J.J. Thomson. This experiment took place in the year 1897. Cathode ray tube is a vacuum tube. The negative particle was called an electron. When the atom was heated, the electrons could be vibrate about their equilibrium positions, thus producing the electromagnetic radiations. Thomson assumed that an electron is 2000 times lighter than a proton and believed that an atom is made up of thousands of electrons. Already we know that in an atom there are electrons as well as the positive charges. In this atomic structure model, he considered atoms surrounded by a cloud having a positive as well as negative charges. The demonstration of the ionization of air by X-ray was also done by him together with Rutherford. Then the model of the atom is similar to a plum pudding, and hence this model is called as plum pudding model. In this figure first, the Thomson's atomic model is shown. The blue color electrons are distributed in the sphere, and this is called as the electrons. Blue color negative charges are distributed among the sphere. This is called as electrons, and the spherical cloud of the positive charges are also distributed inside the sphere. This is called as the cloud of the positive charges. One important thing is that this model is also known as plum pudding model because positively charged are pudding and negatively charged are plums, that is the electrons. This model is Thomson's plum pudding model of the atom had the positive charges spread uniformly throughout the sphere. The size of the atom with electrons embedded in the uniform background. Hence, this model is called plum pudding model. This model is compared with the watermelon. In the figure second, we observe the watermelon. The watermelon shape is in the spherical shape. The red color part is called as the spherical cloud of positive charges. Red color part of this watermelon is called as the spherical cloud of positive charges. And the black color seeds are called as the electrons, or that is called as the plums, are available in the pudding of the positive charges, and hence this model is called as the plum pudding model. All of you getting my point? The whole positive charges of the atom was equal to the total charges of the electrons, and hence the atom was like a plum pudding. All of you know that plum means boar in Marathi, and pudding, suppose this is the red color part, otherwise the pudding means the chikhal, and the plum is available in the pudding, hence this model is called as the plum pudding model. Now, according to the Thomson, the entire positive electricity of the atom is distributed within the sphere of atomic radius having order is 10 to the power minus 10 to 10 to the power minus 14 meter. Within its sphere of positive charge, the negatively charged point electrons are embedded at a certain definite points, like plums in a pudding. The electrons are not at rest, but oscillate with definite frequencies about their mean positions of rest. Means electrons are in a vibrating positions at a particular frequencies from their mean position. The electrons are arranged inside the sphere that their mutual repulsion were exactly balanced by their force of attraction towards the center of the sphere, and so that they don't merge each other. In the atom with a single electron, like hydrogen atom, the electron must be situated from the opposite side of the center of the sphere. This is the example. Suppose there is a hydrogen atom and there is a one electron. At the center there is a nucleus, and opposite side of the nucleus on the sphere there is a electron is situated. Similarly, we can see the another examples of the different atoms and the positions of the electrons located in the different orbits. By then, suppose we can see here the example of the helium. In helium there are two electrons. Whenever there are two electrons, then they are situated from the opposite sides of the center. Means at the center there is a nucleus, and both the opposite sides the electrons are situated. Since the electron is a charged particle, if it vibrates about its mean position of equilibrium, it should radiate the energy according to electromagnetic theory. The frequency of emitted spectral line should be same as that of the electrons. Now, the hydrogen atom, this mechanism give rise to a spherical line in the wavelength having the value is about 1400 angstrom unit. Means the hydrogen atom mechanism gives rise to the spectral line in the wavelength range about 1400 angstrom unit. Now we will see some characteristics of Thomson's atom model. Or this is the summarized points of the Thomson's atom model. It explains the emission of electron by heating as thermions and in photoelectric effect. It gives mechanism for the emission of electromagnetic waves. The electromagnetic waves were supposed to be emitted by the oscillating bound charge, that is electrons in the atom. It provided elastic hard model required for the kinetic theory of gases. The dimensions of atom were assumed as given by means of a mean free path and van der Waals consideration. It explained the existence of positively charged ion, a gain in electrons by the neutral atom produces a negative ion, and the loss of electron by the neutral atom produces a positive ion. These are some important characteristics of the Thomson's atom model. Whenever there are some characteristics, obviously there are some limitations of the Thomson's atom model. Again, I will revise some important characteristics. It explains the emission of electron by heating as a thermions and photoelectric effect. It gives the mechanism for the emission of electromagnetic waves. It provided the elastic hard model required for the kinetic theory of gases. The dimensions of atom were assumed as given by mean free path and the van der Waals consideration. It explained the existence of positively charged ion. A gain in electrons by the neutral atom produces a negative ion, and the loss of electron by the neutral atom produces a positive ion. Now, the limitations of Thomson's atom model are given here. The first limitation is it failed to explain the stability of an atom because his model of atom failed to explain how a positive charge holds the negatively charged electrons in an atom. Therefore, this theory also failed to account for the position of the nucleus in an atom. Thomson's model failed to explain the scattering of alpha particles by thin metal foils. No experimental evidence in its support. And the last limitation is Thomson's atom model was not an accurate model to account for the atomic structure. It proved to be the base for the development of other atomic models. The study of the atom and its structure has paved the way for the numerous inventions that have played a significant role in the development. Thomson's atom model is a very simple model, or this is the basic model. In next lecture, we will see the Rutherford's atom model or Rutherford's nuclear atom model. Thanks.